This album flows, it's got real vibrancy and real energy. Was that the feeling when you were recording it? Because it took how many weeks? Was it 9 weeks?
9 weeks, yeah.
That's pretty speedy.
We haven't made a record this quick since our second album. I think it was 1984, since we made a record in this much time. And the thing with technology in the studio is that you're allowed endless possibilities. And so if you let your insecurities kind of overwhelm or take over, you can just sit there and work to death, like whittle away at something until there's nothing left of it. I think that that's the route that we had kind of taken in the past couple of years, having lost our focus, and not only as a band, but also kind of as friends, not really being able to sit down and criticize or talk face to face with each other. This record has kind of reconciled a lot of the issues and problems that we had as a group.
Tell us about the video as well for Supernatural, Super Serious.
It's one of the great song titles, and actually...
No, I've said it wrong a million times. I will never do it again.
Well, that's part of the fun, is you can't quite say it 5 times without tripping over yourself.
But play with people.
Chris Martin named the song. We had the working title Disguised, and Chris has been working on his own record, and so we play music back and forth for each other. And he said, "This is a great song and a crap title. You've got to change it to Supernatural, Super Serious." So we did.
And the video, then, you worked with, is it Vincent Moon?
We worked with Vincent Moon, who we've done a lot of stuff that's been very music-centric or music-specific. For Supernatural, Super Serious, he followed us around New York, and we kind of busked in an Italian restaurant, a wine shop, a sex shop, and he put up 11 different cuts online. And you can go to supernaturalsuperserious.com and you can download them and kind of make your own video.
Are you feeling kind of easier in your skin as well when you're playing and enjoying it that much more?
Performing has always been good. It's everything else that's hard. You know, I mean, life's difficult. And, you know, the actual things that we know how to do, write songs and play them, that's something we could do. But it's nice to have a game plan, which we had this time, and we hadn't, you know, in a while. And
what was the game plan then?
Well, you know, let's write some songs and record them really quickly. I know that sounds stupid, but
that's what you love doing best.
I've said it for 20 years, but I always think your first thought is your best thought when you're doing creative stuff. It's nice to go back and rewrite and rethink things, but I know that my ideas are always fresher and weirder the quicker they come.
It's taken us really kind of this long to fully reintegrate ourselves as a band. A lot of the records we made were sort of experimental, as us trying to find ourselves as a band, as a new dynamic of people working together. And now we've realized, you know, it feels good, we're solid again, and it's time to go in and make a really fast rock record, so we did.
Tell us about working with Jack Knife Lee. That was a recommendation from Edge, is that right?
Yeah, well, there were a lot of people who, his name came up, but Edge is the one who I think kind of secured the deal for us. As a
well, you had to barter to try and get him.
No, but we knew the direction we wanted to go in. We just needed someone that would be able to recognize that, and as I said earlier, not drag the entire 28 years of history of R.E.M. along with it. And Edge has been a friend and a fan of the band for the 22 years that we've known each other, and he really thought that Jack Knife Lee would be the direction, would be perfect for the direction that we were headed in. So he wrote a letter and basically kind of helped convince us that Jack Knife was a great person for R.E.M.
The last time I'd spent any period of time with you was about 10 years ago or so. It was just before Bill left, and it was around the time of Monster. What would you say to yourself now?
It's better not to know the future. It really is. Just, you know, if I could, I wouldn't want to do it over again, even if I got a chance to get it right. You know, it's in the past. So.
And those records are the records we had to make to get to this point. I mean, you have to go through certain things to get back to, or to get up to where you want to be.
I'm really proud of most of the songs and the work that we did since Bill left the band. I mean, I think some of the songs are, you know, Electron Bill off the last record is one of my top 10 favorite ever recorded R.E.M. songs. So there's stuff in there that's really great. I think all of us, if we were those type of people, would love to go back and kind of do something a little bit differently. But the truth is, none of us are really very good at looking backwards, and we're always kind of about the next thing, and that kind of that put us where we are now.
There's a track on the album called I'm Gonna DJ. That's the final track on the album, I think.
Yeah.
So if you were DJing tonight, if R.E.M took over a club, what would be the floor filler? Who wants to take the floor filler?
Graveworm's version of Losing My Religion.
Ooh. Wow.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Graveworm are a death metal band from Germany.
Germany, maybe?
And they covered Losing My Religion, and it is absolutely, it's just unbelievable, unfathomably great.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there was a big disco song, what would the disco song be? Some kind of big party tune?
You know, you got to go with James Brown, and because he went all the way through the disco era, so I think he had a track called Disco Godfather.
And if there was one song that's some kind of big slushy romantic type to end the night?
It would have to be the Britney and Madonna song. Hey Britney, look what I can do with the ball. I'm still hot, don't you tell me I'm not. Do you know the French and Saunders? Have you?
I haven't seen that sketch.
Go on
really,
YouTube,
okay.
punch in French and Saunders, Madonna, watch it.
What's going on in your head when you bring out a new album? Just thinking whether you're going to confront any ageism or people's perceptions of you, because that's a real issue, isn't it?
We do what we do. We are who we are. No one's ever going to think we're 21 again. That's fine, you know. We've got our place. I don't really worry about that at all. I'm just excited that there's new stuff coming along. I mean, there was about 6 years ago. I was thinking, I'm not sure they're going to be bands anymore. It seems like it's going to be all pop idol stuff, and you know, it's inspiring to play a show last night with Foles and Duke Spirit. You go, hey, here's two young bands that really, you know, they know what they're doing. This is pretty great. I don't think ageism is as much an issue for me in terms of R.E.M. as people are unable to look at new stuff that we do without dragging our entire history with it. And if there was anything, I wish that people could maybe regard the new things that we put out without having to drag 28 years of history.
With just pressure.
And I know that's hard to. That's asking a lot.